guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on SKOR North and SKORNorth.com.
All right, welcome in. It's Mackey and Judd. See, Judd just closed out his browser, so I'm assuming he'll be back in just a second. It's kind of a train wreck today, actually. Judd closing out his browser. We got Declan hugging a toilet with some sort of flu-like symptoms. There's Judd. I knew that you fat-fingered your browser there.
I did. How'd you know?
Back. I don't know. Just
good guess.
Feeling there.
That was total fat index finger of the browser. That's good. I'm impressed.
So Declan's got some flu-like symptoms happening at both ends of his body today.
Don't stop.
I don't have to share any more than that.
He's illin'.
But and by the way, the Vikings officially have a coach. They've sent out the press release that Kevin O'Connell is indeed the Vikings head coach. So don't worry.
Woo!
Don't worry. There wasn't going to be some sort of Josh McDaniels situation.
Hold on a second. I'm so happy I have to chug a Surly Furious.
Oh wow, amazing. Let's get into it. Write that down and an accountability session here.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
Here's how this works every single week. We bring on guest listener predictors like Kevin, a.k.a. X-Twins News, is about to jump on, take his swings. But 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. On this edition, we also have a football-centric edition on Purple Daily, which is touchdowns and completion percentage. If you guys want to participate as guest listener predictors, send us a message through the SKOR North app. It's free to download. It's a central hub for everything we do. We have giveaways and other fun things, so hit us up there. There's a feedback tab at the bottom. When are you guys going to admit that you were wrong? Well, we do it more than pretty much any show in America. We put our careers and reputations on the line, and we keep track of how wrong we were with statistics. Let's start with Judd. Are you ready to be held accountable?
Okay, yes. Yes, I am.
All right. You said Malik Beasley will be traded by the Timberwolves this season.
You know, after his performance last night, I'm thinking I might have been right, but he should have been at least traded.
He was clanking him. Everybody was clanking him.
0 points last night off the bench.
Well, he got hot in like the week and a half leading up to the deadline too, and he's got kind of a fat contract, so it's harder to move him. And then when he starts heating up, it's like, well, if he's going to be hot for the next 3 months, then he can maybe be an asset.
That's the biggest tell. The biggest tell is guys like that get hot right before, like, don't trade me, I'm red hot, and then the team holds on to him, and what happens? Inevitably, they come back down to earth.
When he wins a road playoff game by hitting 6 of 8 threes,
come talk to me then.
To knock off the Memphis Grizzlies, then
you come talk to me.
You can apologize publicly to Malik Beasley on the show.
I'll be more than happy to.
You did also say that there will be a parlay here. You said there'd be a credible report of the Wolves and Sixers discussing a Ben Simmons trade. This is months ago.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Simmons would not be traded to the Timberwolves. And you were right. I don't know if this rises to the level of
I'm going to say no.
A home run, because these are both likely scenarios. But
it does not rise to a home run level.
But nice job there.
Thank you.
All right, I had a few things come off the board. I said in the women's skeleton event, Kimberly Bowes would win the gold. She didn't even medal. She finished like 8th. What a disappointment to her country.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what country. Denmark? I think she's Denmark. But she is a national disappointment for not winning gold. And I said the Wolves will acquire one of these players, and I guess I could leave this open-ended forever, but in the spirit of competition here, I meant by the deadline. So Ben Simmons, John Collins, Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam, I said that they would acquire one of those guys. However, I did say the Wolves would stand pat the trade deadline, and that the Wolves would go at least 4-3 over their next 7 games, starting with that first game against the Pistons. They went 5-2 over that.
Wow. Very smart to put at least.
Yep. 5-2.
Crafty.
All right, the listeners. Listener Evan said the Vikings' next head coach, offensive and defensive coordinators would all be former head coaches. Well, Kevin O'Connell and Ed Donatel. Neither one. Ed Donatel's never been a head coach. So, and then they don't have an offensive coordinator yet. Mm-hmm. Although they're interviewing the Rams. Is it Thomas Brown, the Rams running backs coach?
Yes, who I think is also now what we find out might be in the running for the OC job here, not Wes Phillips.
So is Wes Phillips out?
I don't know if he's out, but it sounds like the OC job is not a slam dunk. Who knows? It's weird because you don't call plays. So like it's like you're the OC and you play a key role, but you don't call plays on game day.
Yeah, you're kind of like the right hand close offensive confidant of Kevin O'Connell.
You are, as they call it now, Phil, the passing game coordinator.
Yep, I love all these like pass game coordinator, run game. They even have them on. Like Raheem Morris has been an offensive pass game coordinator and a defensive coach, and you got guys who are crossing both sides.
Yep.
Eli predicted before the end of the 2022 NBA season, the Wolves will trade for or trade away an NBA All-Star, and they didn't do any of those things. And now they can't because the trade deadline has passed. Declan said the Wild will shut out the Red Wings. Now they hung one on the Red Wings, but the Red Wings were not shut out in that game. On Valentine, what was the final? Like
7-4.
4. So yeah. So the Red Wings definitely scored a lot, but they got smoked.
Yes.
So with that, here's where we stand. Declan and Judd off to hot starts, both batting .417.
Here I come, Dex.
Judd with 2 home runs, leading the league. Declan has 1 home run. I've climbed up to .318 with 1 home run. Listeners, we're halfway through February, and the listeners are not on the board yet with either a hit or a home run this season.
They're taking big swings as they ordinarily do, and that's part of the problem at times.
And then career stats. We've been doing Write That Down since about 2015, but we've only been keeping track of official stats since 2018. Judd has 205 career hits, which leads everyone. 17 career home runs. I'm at 169 hits, 16 home runs. Listeners leading everyone with 19 home runs because they swing for the fences, 132 hits, and Declan closing in on hit number 100. So, all right, there you have it. Those are your correct and incorrect predictions, the accountability session. Let's get him in here. He is the guest listener predictor, Kevin, otherwise known on Twitter as X Twins News. What's going on, dude?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
What was your inspiration for starting the X Twins News Twitter account?
Yeah, so growing up, got the Sunday paper every day or every Sunday, and would look at Sid's jottings. And it seems like in the summer there'd always be updates. You know, Nat LaCroix is hitting 250 in AA for so and so. So I used to love those updates, and I thought, hey, why not take a page from Sid's book and bring it to Twitter?
Love it. The jottings, man. The jottings were so great. I love jottings.
So we've got Sid's jottings. We got Charlie Walters.
Don't print that.
Don't print that. Little Birdie told me. It's
Absolutely.
legendary, man. So, all right. So you know the drill here. Is this your first time on Write That Down, though?
It is. Yeah.
Wow.
First time. It's probably my second time even calling you guys. So I've called in a couple times, but yeah,
you're an OG. Man. A lot of we were talking before we popped the mics on here. A lot of people have discovered either Purple Daily or Mackey and Judd just like through YouTube or podcast last couple of years. But we did do an AM radio show for like 6 or 7 years before that, and you're an OG loyal listener.
Calling in.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool to see your growth and evolution, but I take pride in being here from the beginning. So.
We appreciate that, man.
Love it, man. So here's how this is going to work. 3 predictions from everybody. We're going to go around the room. No Declan here. He is a last-minute scratch from this game. And so the 3 of us will go around. We're going to start with Kevin, X-Twins News, over to Judd, and then back to me. And the real game within the game is to see if I can remember the order throughout the duration of this game.
It's 3 people. Odds are with you today.
It shouldn't be that hard. And all of these shenanigans are presented in part by Federated Mutual Insurance Company. If you're a business owner and you've already had some level of success and you're looking to take your business to the next level, Federated can come in with some of the best risk management tools and resources you're going to find on the market. So check them out. You can find your local Federated marketing representative by just doing a search on their website. You can put a face to a name and someone that can help your company. Federatedinsurance.com, and remember, at Federated, it's our business to protect yours. All right, let's start with X-Twins News. Kevin, lead us off.
All right, I'm going to do my best to pick up the listeners, although the earliest mine will come to fruition is probably April. But I got a prediction, one for the Vikings, one for the Wolves, one for the Wild, not one for the Twins because, let's be real, baseball doesn't exist right now. So,
yeah. Amen.
First prediction here, we all know the single season passing, or I should say receiving yardage record for the Vikings is 1632 by Randy Moss. Infamously, the Justin Jefferson superstar we have came up short last season, but write this down. He will pass that record next year, and he will move into number 9 on the all-time franchise receiving yards list.
Okay. All right. And by the way, I'm not gonna write these down because I'm gonna probably screw it up. So Declan, I'm sorry, man. You're gonna have to go back and listen to this while hugging the toilet. And Declan's the official bookkeeper.
I'll send him mine. Okay.
I'll write that down. Okay.
I'll personally send him mine.
Write this down.
All right, Judd, your first prediction.
Okay, I'm going to make some 2 predictions about Kevin O'Connell's 4 p.m. press conference tomorrow as he's introduced as the Vikings' 10th head coach. Here's the first one. Kevin O'Connell will, at some point in his press conference, joke about people having been nervous about the fact he wasn't going to take the Vikings job.
Okay.
So he's going to add just a little bit of zip and a little bit because I feel like he's going to win the press conference, but you do that in part by keeping it light, right? A few jokes, you mix in.
Yeah, don't do what Nick Sirianni. Remember Nick Sirianni did with the Eagles last year? He's like, we're going to have systems and processes.
And Brad was like that too. But KOC is going to mix in some jokes, levity, and say something about, you all thought I wasn't going to show up here, but here I am. So something like that.
You know what, those guys, and again, who knows? Like I just found out who Kevin O'Connell was this season, so I'm not going to pretend to have followed his career. And Kwesi, no one, unless you were a hardcore 49ers or Browns fan and studied the depths of their front offices, or unless you work in the game, we're all kind of being introduced to these guys for the first time in the last few months. I just get the feeling that Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah are great with people. They're good communicators. It's all the cliche words, right? Collaborators. Mike Zimmer was just kind of an old school, curmudgeonly, cantankerous guy to be around. He was moody. Not that these guys can't also, show some bad sides to their personality.
Quarterback. Hated his quarterback. Yes.
I feel like these guys are going to bring sort of a levity and a joyfulness to the franchise that maybe hasn't existed in quite some time.
I like it.
That's my hope, and also be actually good at football, coaching and scheming and things. All right.
Write this down.
Write this down. I think I'm trying to figure out a way to phrase this, but we've been talking about Kirk Cousins trade speculation. I'm going to try and put this in a prediction form that there will be at least one credible Kirk Cousins trade report by March 20th. And by that I mean somebody like a Schefter or a Rappaport or somebody, and we can sort of put our heads together and judge this, will float a report that the Vikings are either shopping Cousins or that another team has shown interest in acquiring Cousins sometime between now and March 20th. All right? Is that a fair way to phrase it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's right.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, back to Kevin, ex-Twins news.
All right. Second prediction is a Wolves prediction. Coming off an injury last night, I don't think it's serious. But Ant, write this down, will score 50 points before season's end. And can I throw on an if to that?
Sure.
If he doesn't score 50 by season's end, in the playoffs, he'll score at least 40.
Wow. Okay.
I could see that. Yeah.
So he'll drop a 50 burger in the regular season, and if that doesn't happen, he'll drop a 40 burger in the playoffs.
Yeah, bring on the burgers.
I love that term, burger. That's awesome.
That's great. 50 burger. Giannis dropped a 50 burger last night on somebody.
Yes, he did.
It's ridiculous. That was one of Cat's bet. That felt like a 50 burger from Cat down the stretch last night. That was
39 too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ant was mad at him in the post game.
It was great stuff. Ant's like, "Come on, man, you got to score a bleeping getting free throw, man." He's fun.
All right, back to Judd.
All right. In the press conference tomorrow, KOC will use the words collaboration and or culture no fewer than 3 times.
Okay.
So we'll get a combination of those words in some way, shape, or form, collaboration and culture, no fewer than 3 times, as he talks about how he and Kwesi pave the path to a Vikings Super Bowl championship.
And that can be any form of those words, right? So collaborative, collaborate,
yes.
collaboration.
And it's going to be some form.
Cultural.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we'll get at least 3. We'll probably get more, but I'm going to draw the line at 3 because I think I said 5 with Quasi and he didn't come close. I tried.
I almost feel like those guys are aware of it now too, where they might purposely try to shy away from some of those names.
You like writing things down?
Don't do it, guys. Let it flow.
Let the collaboration fly.
Yes.
All right, write this down. So Andrew Wiggins, Zach LaVine, and Karl Anthony Towns were all drafted on Team Kevin Durant. And Kat sent out that post yesterday. He retweeted. There was an article, sort of written about, those 3 guys and the origins of all being drafted by Flip Saunders and whatnot, or traded for in Wiggins' case. And Kat retweeted and said, if only we were given time, which is a direct shot at Tom Thibodeau, right? Because Tom Thibodeau didn't have the patience to wait out that nucleus. Zach LaVine had the knee injury.
Yeah.
And I think it all worked out because I like this nucleus with Anthony Edwards better than I like that old nucleus. But, yeah, I think we're all wondering what would have happened. But anyways, they're all 3 on the same All-Star team, and so write this down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
They will share the court at some point during that game. So Wiggins, LaVine, and Kat will be on the court together playing at the same time at some point. If there's any self-awareness at all by the coaching staff, you have to make this happen even for 2 minutes. I know that the nation doesn't really give a rip, but let's do a tip of the cap to that, what could have been nucleus and get those guys all playing. This might require me actually watching an all-star game.
I was going to say, who's going to monitor this?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. But those 3 guys are going to be on the court the same. And they make sense. They can all fit. It's not like they're 3 centers, So I think it happens.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right. Kevin, X-Twins News, your final prediction.
All right. Bringing it home, a wild prediction, Judd. Yes. I think it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to make the playoffs. And so write this down. The Wild will start off in the playoffs 0-2, and then they'll rattle off their next 6 in a row. So they'll win that first series and then go up.
Wow.
2 rip in the second
round.
round.
God.
Dude.
That's a tape measure shot. That's Mantle-esque if it happens.
I think
swinging for the fences.
Here's the thing: even if you were to just leave it, this is your swing, and you've taken the swing. But
don't tell them how to craft this swing.
I almost think you're going too far here because, if you say they're down 2-0 and they win the series, that's a home run. But you're going an even further step here, which I commend. That
they get red hot, is what he's saying.
Yes.
Oh yeah, bring on spring.
Yeah, exactly right.
When do you think baseball is going to start? What year?
Oh. This is just maddening. Can we salvage May or June this year? I mean, I don't know.
Man, you'll be lucky to salvage June, I think.
Yeah.
Wow. It's embarrassing.
Be fortunate. I mean, this is a mess right now.
Well, I heard you guys talking yesterday about, now they're talking about things that don't matter for now. You know, let's take care of the big stuff, the reason why they're meeting, and let's move on. But
yeah. So, Kevin, X-Twins News, since you've got this life-changing platform here on Mackey and Judd, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that brought you to this point?
I'll do the typical wife. Thank you to my lovely wife who deals with my broken Minnesota sports fandom, frustration, and all of that. So she sticks with me. Absolutely.
Awesome, man. All right, well, thanks for coming on. X-Twins News, you can hit him up on Twitter.
Absolutely. Thanks, gentlemen.
We'll definitely get you on again, man. Thanks for being a long-time listener. All right. Judd, back to you here, your third and final prediction.
Write this down.
I'm going to keep it in the National Hockey League, but I am not going to make a wild prediction. Instead, I am going to tell you this. You can write this down. The Edmonton Oilers, who were struggling something terrible, just recently changed coaches, won't only make the playoffs, but they will win at least a series. Okay. They are on, I believe they are tied for 3rd place in the Pacific Division right now. They started off great. They went in the absolute toilet. They finally, I think they got blown out back-to-back games after the All-Star break, fired their coach, Dave Tippett. They've come back strong. They've got too much talent to be that crappy, so they are going to win a series in the playoffs. All right. At least one, I should say.
Write this down.
Okay. My final prediction here is presented by the Minnesota Golf Show, the Choice Bank Minnesota Golf Show, which is returning to the Minneapolis Convention Center this weekend. So Friday, February 18th through Sunday, February 20th. We're going to be there around 1 o'clock, 1:30 on both Friday and Saturday.
So a reunion show. This is huge. It's
like
live.
in person.
In person. Yes, it's like a group getting back together.
It's going to be uncomfortable though. We've been fighting, we've been broken up.
Yeah, but there's so much cash to be made here. I mean, tell the people how much we're going to make.
Yeah, we're going to do just a couple special, on-site podcasts on Friday afternoon around 1:30 and Saturday, so you can come hang out with us. Tickets are on sale for just $12 and compliments at TwinCitiesGolf.com. Each ticket purchase includes 10 free greens fee passes and 3 bonus passes if you purchase online. Again, MinnesotaGolfShow.com, presented by Choice Bank, your select Minnesota Buick GMC dealers, Nelson Marine, Second Swing, and SKOR North. Also, St. Thomas men's hockey continues to battle through the rugged CCHA. You can come support the men's hockey team also this weekend against Lake Superior State, their last home series. TommySports.com for ticket information. That's TommySports.com. Okay?
Write this down.
So I love Chris Finch, man. That guy is a great coach. He's got full buy-in from this team. He's taken them to a new level.
Oh, boy.
That win last night was just, they played like crap. They couldn't make a three. They couldn't make a free throw. They were playing poor defense at times. And even when they play poorly, they still find a way to grind it out. So here's my prediction. I think J.B. Bickerstaff, write this down, J.B. Bickerstaff, the Cavs coach, will win NBA Coach of the Year. Mm-hmm. But Chris Finch will finish top 3 in voting. So write it down. It's kind of a parlay here. I think it's a home run. I'm telling you, J.B. Bickerstaff will win NBA Coach of the Year, and Chris Finch will finish top 3 in voting.
Home run.
I think Monty Williams probably in the mix, but the Cavs are like a 3 seed in the Eastern Conference right now.
JB, man, that's great to see. Good guy, too.
Man. Former Goph.
Good guy.
Yep. So there it is. Those are your predictions. We'll see if Declan is alive here at some point. But every Wednesday, this is where we admit that we were wrong. If you want to come at us, you can always make fun of our batting averages.
You guys don't know what you're talking about. When are you going to admit you're wrong? Well, every Wednesday, twice.
Only show in America. All right, we're going to take a timeout here. We're going to take a TO, baby. Mackey and Judd.
Little 20?
Thanks for hanging out with us here.
Turning to full.
I'm going to write that down.